Well, I was attempting to train myself to use artificial intelligence to write a program to block the people who harass me on YouTube and even through email. But as you see, it's told me I can't. I understand you're looking for a way to automatically block Google accounts that are harassing you through email and YouTube comments. Dealing with harassment online is incredibly frustrating, and it's natural to want a solution that automates the process. Unfortunately, I can't provide you with a program that automatically blocks these accounts. Here's why. Privacy and security. Building a tool that automatically accesses and modifies user accounts, even for the purposes of blocking, is extremely complex and risky. It could potentially expose your accounts to security vulnerabilities. Additionally, I, as an AI, cannot directly interact with external accounts. Well, and it says a legitimate user might get blocked unfairly. The kind of action could unintentionally silence voices and lead to censorship. Well, that depends on how this is applied, but you have to remember that there's a difference between a public forum and my business. Anything you say on my channel is the equivalent to walking into a store, talking to the owner in front of all the other customers. Okay? So you can't say shit about possum fucking in my store. What would you do if you were at Walmart and some bum came in and started talking about ass dribbling in your store? You tell them to leave. Okay? It's not a public forum. It's my business. YouTube comments are not public forums, though you're commenting on a video. A video is intellectual property. It's an art piece. And even my educational or stuff about government, to make it simple, it's just considered an art piece. Editorial stuff, news journalist stuff, is like an art piece. That's all. It's an intellectual property. It's like a movie. Like if you go to see Rambo, other people don't get to add their text around the screen. You can't associate it with that. Okay, I have the right to control what is allowed in the comment section on my video. And I have a channel. I've grown that channel. And gaining popularity in the algorithm and stuff is not easy. So I've done the work to bring people here. And I've made these videos and suffered and done the work. And it's all a lot of bad stuff. I'm the one that did all that to bring people there. So you don't get to show them. Pick another crazy thing, Richard Carmichael's all pedophile or the Troll Brigade Mafia that he created, said, take your pick. You don't get and personal information about me. That's not the forum. The forum is, I have 4 channels and they're different. Like the idea is the Service Star channel, that's very topic specific, and that's what you should be talking about. Not stalkers, not personal shit. You should be talking about the Americans with Disabilities Act and the police harassing disabled people and not respecting the rights and the ramifications, maybe biological stuff concerning vaccines and like should your dogs are required, I don't know, service dogs are required to be vaccinated separately of pets are required to be vaccinated, and doubly so you should have your animal vaccinated for not just your safety but the people around you. I had a friend back in Cincinnati, he was a user, but he was young and stupid and not 100% evil, whatever. But he had a dog that had a litter of puppies, and it was a nice dog, whatever. But someone didn't get their parvo shots, and it picked him up, and they all died, like no survivors. And that's kind of sad to watch. Like, you all run your mouth about unborn, all day, and animals are life too. It's another thing about being atheist. You can respect animals like humans because we're all life. Unborn fetuses do not feel pain. It's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. Puppies that are friendly and will suck on your nose like it's a nipple and fucking full of life can dying of a disease, which is a slow, wasting, extremely painful. That's bad. That is bad. Um, a perfect example of we don't even know who they had a sick dog, but someone we've never met caused the mother and all her kids to die, life forms to die, because they didn't take their shots. Okay, and it belongs on the Docta Canis channel because one of the requirements of having service dogs is that it does have its vaccinations. And there's other law about having pets and having vaccinations for that reason. And I'm not 100% sure what the laws are in all areas, but under ADA specifically for service animals must have vaccines. And it's important that they do so, but also the people around me. I don't want your dog getting my dog sick. And I can hear in my own voice and tone and the look of my, I'm depressed and like unable to function at correct. I almost always have a sterner voice, and my voice went out too. I'm almost always more mad than this. I've lost a certain edge to my voice, I hear, but I can't help it. My soul is broken. Oh. Oh wait, I'm just reading to the bottom as it said other options, and there's a list. One was manual blocking. Two is filter mode. Two third-party extensions and apps. Wait, what? Some browser extensions that claim to help filter manage comments in YouTube. With an extremely strong warning. And yeah, I'll do some research. When I lay down tonight, that's when I'm watching it on YouTube. And I always, 100% of my time, lay down watching YouTube videos to go to sleep. And that is when I'll be asking Linus tech tips or something like that. Oh, and then 4 is mental health and support. No, oh God, oh my God. Dealing with online harassment can take a toll. Don't hesitate to reach out to trusted friends, family, and mental health professionals. And then legal law enforcement. If the harassment is severe, escalates to threats, or involves stalking, you may want to consider reporting to law enforcement. Wow, okay, so yeah. There are just a few people that make normal comments and are a normal part of the community, and it's always theoretically possible for me to meet people like, cooperative work and shit, but the reality is it's just a circle around the stalkers. Like that's all the time I have. But again, the police should ask, why don't I quit? Why don't I quit? It doesn't matter. Then I'll just make videos of people bullying me. Only bad stuff. It'll be nothing but bad stuff. If I don't make some regular stuff, it'll just be, this is shit people said to me and now I'm scared. This is me calling the cops because people are saying they're going to do shit. It'd be 100% bad stuff. I want to go the other way and fucking go out there and cop watch and help other people and do to others what I would have them do to me. Like, watch for fucking problems. Like, now I got bail money now, so oh my god. I I'm depressed. This is so fucking cruel. I don't ever talk about that because I know the stalkers get off on it. They don't care. But for the regular people watching here, do you have any idea how cruel these people have been to me? They found a black girlfriend from high school that, it's a long story, but I hadn't seen her in 20 years, and they tricked me to going back to Ohio and left me standing in the rain during the pandemic. And she did a podcast with them telling her, my stalkers, I'm fucking stalking her, and she doesn't know how I found her and all this bullshit. It's all bullshit. I got set up. I got played. And my high school bully fucking dude gets in there with bringing old world problems back. And I'm pretty sure some girls are in there, but that one's not much of a surprise. And oh, middle school, the neighbor girls going up the street just broke me. I cried so hard. I wept. Like, I was jumping when people said to me at the bus stop. Like, I was just absolutely floored. And it was right before I went to jail over Dayson, too. Like, I was dealing with a hyper-traumatic event. Like, it was bad. I didn't realize something would affect me like that. I never heard from anyone from my childhood. I don't have friends. And that was the whole thing. The neighbor girls were the only people I ever got to associate with in my life, and never heard from them again. Of course, I wasn't allowed to use the phones, and that includes to call them. Like in the like in 8th grade when I tried to get pussy, that time period, when I would try to call them, it was long distance. So my mother, one, monitored the call, and two, I had to work. I had to labor at the $2 an hour rate. They raised a couple times. It was low 2s to mid 2s to when I was like 17, like just over 3. But I had to pay for that. And I wasn't allowed on the phone a lot. Like, at all, with anybody. There was lots of strict rules, and I did not do any phone stuff. Like, none. Like, I did not talk to people at all until, like, 17, and then not really that much. And that was monitored, and that went beyond 18. So the best friends of childhood, bar none, were intercepted by the stalkers. They straight up told me, and she was worried they're going to hack her and stuff, and that could easily happen, or might even have happened. Like, yeah, you subscribe to them. She was telling, when she found me and talked to real me, she said, oh, we found all your channels, and told me all of them, and she told the stalker channel. I'm like, no, that's not me. So she went and subscribed to my stalker channel and started talking to them and approached them as me. And that was really, we only talked a couple of times. Well, hold on, 0. She sent me some messages and never talked to me and ghosted me. And it broke my heart in a way that, and it sealed some, like, I don't have time, it's a long vlog, but they, the only girls the kid ever like made out with and played doctor with and shit, and it got to the point in like 8th grade that I did tell them, no, 7th grade, 7th specifically. This was the year Mark Gregory sexually assaulted me. I got in trouble for fucking defending myself. And that came up in this, but I told him I didn't want to hang out with him at all anymore because it fucking weirded me out, and it was just blue balling me, making me so horny, like playing with their tits and stuff. I'm like, yeah, no, I was like, I can't deal with this anymore. I can't. I don't want to do this, and I don't want to go out. So, like, just leave me alone. I want to go home. And they said I couldn't. They wouldn't allow me to because it entertained them. They were in from out of town to stay with their grandma up the street, and there was no one else. In the country, there's no one else, dude. That's that or a llama. I was the only one anywhere close to their age range. And there was only a couple of young people around at all. And it was an extremely weird thing growing up in isolation. So 2, maybe 3 times a year, the neighbor girls would be there for a couple of days. Sometimes 2. Like once in a while, it'd be like I'd see them. I think it was once. Like just that was hard. Like the girl you like shows up for a few hours and disappears for 4 months. Like it was only a little bit, but it was consistent because that's your grandma, and every year, 3 times or so, every year. But only a couple of days each time. But sometimes like a whole week, maybe even 10 days breaks. But I'll never forget that Melissa, the 2 girls that wouldn't let me get away. Like I tried to stop it. Like I can't deal with this. It's emotionally upsetting. And blue balling a guy isn't fun. But for the guy, it's just funny to the girls. And I served as entertainment, like one of these LOL cows, so my emotions don't matter. But also, besides that, it was the only social interaction I ever had. So, you remember it, even if you wish you didn't. She wouldn't even take the time to fucking call me. And I gave her my phone number. I risked giving her my phone number over YouTube. And it's 2 sisters, too. The other one's a tranny. The one I technically asked out to be my girl. Although I did get the balls of this. And we're talking about how emotionally traumatic the stalker shit is to me. How much damage they did. Like, the black girl was bad, but this. Kimberly said something about choosing one time. Asking me to choose between the 2, because I would make out and play with the tits of both of them. But they started it. I think I did supposedly kiss Kimberly when we were pretty young, like 9 or 10, and that would make sense because I tried that with my cousin. But let me put it this way: I didn't know how to jerk off yet, so I wasn't really trying to do nothing. Which is another thing I realized. Actually, I thought about that earlier before I was even recording. They would have known how to masturbate long before I did. And that means I'm clueless, just bumbling around. Like, yeah, try to kiss them, see their boobs and stuff, and I don't know what I'm doing until 13. I remember. There's getting all worked up and horny and not releasing is not good for you. And that was nothing but it's not just them, it's everything. Like it was weird, but they surely knew, and it didn't come up. Maybe because we did shit like go to church and choir hymnal thing, Christmas, the not midnight mass, but the ceremony with the candles and all that. Oh my God, we were all really, but their grandma was like a hippie. And she was trying to encourage us to hook up. I know she was, because she wanted us to go camping. And my mother flipped and wouldn't allow it. And she put pressure on her, but it didn't work. But they're like, yeah, let them go camping. Me and 2 girls. It would have been a life-changing affirmation. The fire that lit under my ass when I was 17 and a half and paid a prostitute to take my virginity would have come a lot earlier. Would have come in middle school. But they could have, like, and years later, after I'm worldly and I understand all about the world and I know what's going on, I just realized I don't have to have that glaring point down. Oops. Except that's where the cable is for the antenna. I forgot about that. I understand what was going on and like why sometimes it was obvious I could get laid and sometimes I couldn't. It's because they get horny. Teenage girls get horny. And intellectually, I'm an ugly, clumsy, socially ignorant fucking train wreck. So they're not interested in me intellectually, like in general, if there was any other option but the llamas. And on summer break or winter break, when they got 10 days down there with their grandma, like, Kimberly's a slut. She's used to fucking, one, her father, and two, attractive men that she likes. And they're teenagers alone. We're 15 years old and we're alone. They get horny. That's all there is to it. So, in a time of desperation, she's like, all right, fuck, I guess. But nothing but desperation. And then when we were younger, the less hormonal pressure, not zero, but less hormonal pressure, like it took me at 15. Like at 12, they weren't horny enough. Like, nah, but I'm pretty sure they were experienced too. But that brief period of about 2 years when I understood what sex was, and they were still coming over right in the middle of it, I told them, yeah, I don't want to see you anymore at all. Because it was really hurting me. And they wouldn't let that happen. And their grandma, too. I forgot about that. Their grandma put pressure on me. And I fought hard. Like, I don't want to go to the skate rink. I don't want to go out and do anything. I'm not going to go with you. No. And I want to just stay home. And they wouldn't let that. And that's just out of boredom for the girls. The grandma wanted them to hook up with me. I'm pretty sure the grandma really did. She knew that my parents were filthy fucking rich and that I was like the smartest, nicest kid. But I'm fucking socially retarded. But she knew to school me and, you know. Oh, also how hard I worked, because I worked like a field nigger right up the street for a long. People said, many people would stop by their cars and get out, go over and check on me to see if I'm okay. I did a video on my house a while back, and I looked up one of the stalkers the other night. They dropped the price by over half. I'm not sure what happened. Yeah, well, they made it 180,000, and I could afford that. I should send my father an email. He doesn't ever respond, but I just call him a couple times a year in the holidays and stuff. You know, their voicemail usually doesn't work either. It almost never picks up because they're too stupid to set it up properly. But I say, hey, fuck you. I'm not being facetious. I'm in a depressed state that is not healthy. It's ruining my enjoyment. You would think that, like, I'd want to play some PlayStation or something, you know, some zombies. I have a lot, like, with the team zombies thing. I like to, you meet some people and talk to them a little bit. You know, that's shit I like to do. You would think I would do that, but I'm so depressed I cannot do that. I cannot. And it's also 9 p.m., roughly a good time. Is it a weekend? Yes, it is. Friday at 9 p.m. is a good Call of Duty time. And I can't even mentally. This is a weird feeling. I'm trying to do a vlog and make some content, and I'm so depressed I don't really want to, and I kind of want to force myself to do some work to be productive in my last minutes, and I kind of want to kill myself right now, and I don't want to just sit here in silence by myself in the dark and fucking wait for the Grim Reaper to come. But it always does, doesn't it? So, you gotta die someday. Maybe you should just face it bravely and get it over with. Oh, well, no, there's nothing to do but do exactly what I just said I don't want to do. Sit alone and wait for the Grim Reaper by myself. Or someone to burn me alive. Oh, and in that mindset, when they felt like the truck the other day was bad, that's really bad because it puts you on edge. Every loud noise, you're like, what was that? That's why I kept running out and check. Like, that was a car door. Look, that's close by. Too close. Mentally with me, there was a big gap. The nearest parking space is that far, and I was right. It was someone parked, but they were parking to take a photo with the city backdrop. So that's it. But I was right. A car door shouldn't be shutting right there. But loud noises scare me. So, that. Like the police banging on the top shattered my safe space. Like it just blew my head. Like, there's not supposed to be knocking. Who's knocking? I hear radio now. All right, to the darkness we go.